What's going on, everyone? Alliance Work here, and welcome back to another YouTube video. And boy, oh boy, is this one going to be a doozy. So, first off, disclaimer, right from the get-go. There is going to be a lot, a lot of the War Within spoilers in this video. So before I give you guys your right to leave, I want to at least let you know the Season 4 Mythic Dungeon Keystones have been announced. They are Mist of Tyrna Scythe, Grim Batal, Siege of Borealis, and the Necrotic Wake. But with that being said, if you do not want the War Within spoilers, you have 5 seconds to click off of this video. Alright, now that all of the people who want to go into the expansion blind are gone, welcome to what is going to be a massive, massive overhaul of information for the War Within. So if this video is kind of lengthy, I do apologize. But let's just jump right into it because we have so much to go over, like developer Q&As. We have all sorts of stuff. Wow. A lot of this stuff I'm actually just not seeing myself, but there's going to be 11 delve difficulties, and you can... I don't even know what delves are. Hold on. Artillery and Key Heroes has few layers to it, obviously. Oh, Dwarves are going to be taking center stage. Keep in mind, a lot of this stuff I haven't looked at yet. I just kind of skimmed over it on my lunch break before I came home. So a lot of this stuff is going to be new to me. So we're going to be seeing... I'll just kind of like leave this up. You know, we'll go over gameplay stuff because, you know, that's what you're here for, to know what kind of gameplay stuff's going. So there is going to be an arachnophobia filter, which honestly I'm excited to play around with because it's going to turn all spiders into crabs. I'm looking at you, Maexna and Naxxramas. New tier sets will be added, obviously. And Bran will be the Delve companion for the first season. Like I said, I don't know what Delve is. I've slept since BlizzCon. Please bear with me. Bran can be a healer or damage dealer for Delvers too. So sounds like it's something that's going to be very leaning towards tanks. And warbands are cross-faction, realms, everything. And your login will show your 4 favorite tunes that will be associated with your warbands. And it's going to be something that they want to keep building on it. So this is essentially something that's going to be kind of like prototype. And hero talents, we've already made a video about a lot of that. Professions in Dragon Blights. Work orders, quest icons. Yeah, we have a lot of this stuff here, but like I said, that was a lot more than I was wanting to like go into. I'll probably like make separate videos for each one of these tabs, but we're at least going to look at this, something you guys want to see, the Earth and Dwarven models and racials. We have Azerite Surge. Draw upon your inner strength to release to invoke the power of Azerite, dealing X fire damage, and empowering has the following effects. So you will get a fire damage ability or a heal, or you will deal additional fire damage to the highest health enemy. So Azerite Surge, looking pretty good, honestly. Hyperproductive increases finesse. Finesse increases the chance of gathering additional materials. So for those of you who are profession nuts, you'll want to unlock this guy kind of quickly. And then you have ingest minerals. You are always well fed. Wow. Let's just read this again. You are always well fed. That is massive. Activate ingest minerals. Sorry, I'm kind of flabbergasted by that. To consume a gem and change the benefit granted to you by well fed. Amber gives stamina, Emerald gives haste, Onyx gives mastery, Ruby crit, and Sapphire verse. That is a savage racial. And then your base armor from equipped items will be increased by a base percentage as well from Titan wrought frame. Bro, these dwarfs looking kind of busted though. And then you got Wide Eye Wonder. When you gain experience for exploring a location, you will gain additional experience on top of that. Dude, Dark Iron's actually kind of popping. And then we also have models for the Harroner models. Could this be a future race? Who knows? But yeah, Dark Iron Dwarves looking kind of spicy. I ain't even gonna lie. And then let's got some new creature models we're gonna look at, including Anduin, looking pretty buff. We got Zalatath. She looks as radiant as always, I must say. And then we got a one-armed woman. Bro, she got one hand. Like, this stuff's actually kind of crazy. Is this... Bro, I thought that was a Jara for a second, not even gonna lie. So yeah, we kind of got some new Naga models. Looks like kobolds are getting some love. If this wants to load. If this... Bro, that's Mr. Stilio Girl right there. Jesus. That is a scary kobold. Yeah, we just got some interesting new models. Undead looking kind of holy. Okay. Bro, I'm excited for these Dark Irons. I'm just going to be straight honest with you. Magni looking a little dried out if I do say so myself. Or is that just me? You know, it could just be me. Bro, I thought that was Magni gone healed. Dude, is that the Dark Iron? I think that's Dark Iron Heritage. I'm willing to put money that that is the Dark Iron Heritage. Bro. Okay, so I think I might just do the zone, just be their own video. Let me know what you guys think about that. But let's look at Delve since, you know, your boy's kind of stupid. Doesn't really know. So you can enter a delve by finding its fog wall. When you click on it, a menu will pop up showing the contents of the delve and the reward. So you can see what you're getting before you even go in it. And you can scale the difficulty, obviously. Upon entering, there is no loading screen. The wall simply disappears. To progress the delve, you must pay attention to the current task. So it's not just go in, slap everything, and collect loot. There's actually stuff you gotta do. Rare mobs and chests can provide useful buffs and damage boosts. Bran accompanies you and levels up, so essentially you gotta level Bran up as well. The current delves end with a final boss that you must defeat. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, so basically, like I said, just scenarios, more or less. I mean, that basically makes sense. What is this? Switch between flights. In the War Within, you now have a spell called Switch Flight Style that allows you to switch between skyriding and steady flight. So essentially, if you don't want to do the dragon riding version of flying, you can switch between the two. And then we are also having another portal added to each portal room that will take you to Dornoggle. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And we also have the War Within, or the, bro, help me, I'm struggling. The Warband stuff, to where your apparently your warbands can hold similar items to trade between the 4 people in your warbands. Now, I want to know if they're going to enlarge it later on. If they enlarge it, it'll be absolutely crazy. And we are having some UI changes as well, but it's currently a work in progress, so... Now, I'm not really interested in the build changes, but as you can see, there it is again. But this time it goes more in depth. New reputations and renown tracks will be warband wide. So they're doing away with account bound. It is now going to be warband wide. And the warband bank, which is what I'm just going to call it, is essentially something that you can store your items and send it to your other characters, regardless of faction, regardless of level. I think server still plays a role in it. But yeah, the Warband Bank, as I said, and the ability to collect most item appearances with characters in your warband. So essentially, Homeboy has a rogue, what looks like a warrior, a druid, and I'm going to say that druid, monk, warrior, rogue. Okay, so I was on the right track. So essentially, if he gets warrior tier on his rogue, he can just put it in the Warband Bank, send it over to his warrior if he doesn't learn it right away. But since he doesn't have a paladin, I'm going to assume that if you loot paladin tier, it probably will not work. We'll just have to wait and find out when this goes live. But I feel like that is something that's going to be a factor, is like tiers that aren't in your warband. It's also going to make transmog runs for Dragonflight raids an absolute nightmare, because people are going to be like, I have this guy in my warband. Oh god. Oh mercy, the things I'm going to put myself through for you guys, but you guys are worth it for me. So but yeah, goals of the warband system. Before getting into the details of each change that players will experience in the warbands, we want to share the main goals, making playing alternative characters easier and more enjoyable. Data shows that many players already have an alt or 2 or 10 or 30 and enjoy playing them, so we want to make playing them even better. There will always be a lot of character-specific progression in WoW, such as high-end gearing, but whenever it's appropriate, moving progression onto your warband should allow you to freely play multiple characters without losing efficiency or long-term progress. So essentially what they're saying is they don't want you to feel like focusing on that one character for high-end rating should make you lose out on what all your other characters can earn as well. Like, let's say you're running, I'm just going to use a Mirdrasil because it's the current raid. You're running a Mirdrasil and the Firalath axe drops. Now you're with your raid team, everyone has it, but you haven't got it and you're on your priest. So you could take it, send it over to your warrior, and you could start the quest line that way. That way you don't feel punished for playing your high-end tune. And, you know, like I said, everyone else already has their Firalath, and you're the healer, so you can't get it. So I guess that's the aspect they were going for with the not falling behind part. Because then, you know, you can give your warband characters that tender love and care to keep them relevant as well. Now, I don't know what they mean with acknowledge the player behind the screen, but in other words, whenever possible, we want to celebrate your accomplishments within the warband, not only on your character, so you can carry those accomplishments to whichever character you choose to play. So I guess they're making achievements more account-wide than they already are. Fingers crossed, that could be some very good things coming. Because I know a thing or two about achievements, I make videos on them. And clarify which aspects of the game's account-wide versus character-specific. It hasn't always been clear which part of the games apply to your characters versus your account. We've taken this opportunity to clarify these differences in the UI, as well as replacing the term account with warband through the game. So, like I said earlier, the term account-wide is gone, and now warband is going to be the new term. And one of the major undertakings is to convert aspects of the games that are character specific into being account wide. This conversion process is being developed to run automatically when the War Within pre-expansion goes live. So when the War Within pre-patch goes live, we will have warbands. And that is what that says. This means players won't need to log into every character for the conversion. You may have some delay because it involves processing a lot of data. So going back to the whole priest thing for a bit. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but let's use I'm trying to think here. Classic can use an axe but can't get Fearlath. Let's go, I think, monks, maybe? So let's just say monks, for example. I don't know if it's possible, but let's say you have Fearlath on your warrior, but you log on to your monk. Because your monk and your warrior are in the same warband, you will not need to log on to your warrior to learn the Fearlath transmog for your monk. So to say, like I said, it's probably a really crap way of explaining it, but I'm trying here. Once the War Within launches, most new and many Dragonflight reputations will become warband reputations. Again, warband is replacing the term account right here. I'm going to leave that highlight for y'all. Once a reputation is converted to account-wide progress, reputation will display as the furthest that any character in your account has to have achieved. So, for example, my shaman I boosted has renown 12 with Niflheim. I have not touched Niflheim. So because that's my highest renown, that is where all of my tunes will be at. Okay, where was I? Although the form this takes will vary per reward, warband-wide rewards will only be granted once, while some rewards will remain character-specific. So that's something to keep in mind. Know the difference between warbound and character-specific rewards, because certain ones will vary. Once a reputation is converted to warband wide, reputation progress will display as if so if you're at renown 5 for Valdrakken and one of your characters is 10, they will be renown 10 automatically and just jump ahead. We opted for the furthest progress earned because for many reputations, progress is not earned evenly. You can earn a lot of front-loaded reputation from doing campaigns and other one-shot quests. The thought behind this was that if we add all reputation to earn across all characters together, this will create an unfair advantage to players who play many alts over those who spend their time on one character. So essentially, the reason they're not just mashing it all together is because, like they said, that would make it unfair for people like me who have 870s versus someone like you who has like 2 and you only play one of them, or someone who doesn't even have one, you know. But this is the full list of reputations that will be warband wide starting in the War Within pre-patch. Dragon Scale Expedition, Maruk Centaur, Iskara, Valdrakken, Loam Niflheim, and Dream Wardens, as well as the Rathian, Sibalian, Cobalt Assembly, Artisans Consortium, Azerothian Archives, and Soradormi. Now, they said that they are not including... Hold on, let me just find it. Where is it? Oh, yeah. So, the Glimmerrog Racer reputation and the Winterpelt Furbolgs, they will not be making those warband wide because they have special criterias to them, so to say. Now, this one's a big one, especially for Alliance players. Excuse me. The human racial diplomacy is currently designed to grant a bonus 10% rep for players who choose that race. Unfortunately, the warband reputation, this racial, causes problems due to the character-specific nature. We don't want players to feel compelled to play a specific race to earn warband level rewards more efficiently. So, in the War Within pre-patch, humans will lose their 10% rep buff. It will be converted into something else to come on a later date. So yeah, if you're a human and you're abusing the rep farms, kick it into high gear because you're running out of time. Achievements have always had an account-wide component to them. Some with a blue shade are fully account-wide, and others are not. There have always been character-specific ones for progress. These achievements, blah blah blah. With the introduction of warbands, we want all achievements to be considered warband achievements. You, the player, accomplish them, so you should not feel like you need to complete them on more than one character. So essentially, if you do 50 quests completed, you shouldn't have to have that pop up on every single character again and again and again. There are a few exceptions to this, however, specifically achievements where doing the activity on one character is part of what makes it hard or interesting. One such example is Insane into Membrane. Thank God I'm done with that. The hard part of this achievement is maxing out diametrically opposed reputations, blah blah blah. Another blah blah blah. It's all just achievement bladder. We are also converting flight points to be account wide. So what this means is when you unlock a flight point on your main, every single toon you make from there on after will have access to that flight point. Which is something I feel like they probably should have done a long time ago. So yeah, that's going to be something that's kind of a blessing, because I'm one of those guys who, when he makes a new toon, just learns all the maps and just spams your screen with all those achievements. Yeah, that's me. Not going to apologize because I need to flight paths. Like map exploration, it was decided to handle currency a little bit differently. Rather than make it fully account-wide, which would create confusion, we opted to make it easier to transfer currency between the characters in your warband as well. This will help avoid confusion, overspending the wrong currency on the wrong character. With this new flow, instead of relying on blah blah blah, so whenever you get that letter in your mail saying you have this much currency that we have just transferred into your currency tab, now you will be able to transfer it to other characters who will actually need it. So essentially, your currency will still be your own, but if you get like, I'm using honor for example, if you get like 1500 honor and you want to just slice off like 700 of that to send to your other toon, you can do that, because it's part of the currency that tunes in your warband, and that's going to help the PvP community a lot. I'm just going to say that right now, because I know people out there, they're like Gladiator 2700, but then they'll jump on an alt who has no PvP gear whatsoever. So instead of having to worry about that, you can send like 5,000 honor to that character, and voila, they're now full PvP geared. Very, very helpful indeed. And then here's a little preview of what the warband bank will look like, which honestly, love it. I love it. It looks so good. And then they are enhancing the Transall Collection to allow you to see all the different classes as well. Give me a second. This has been a mouthful and a half, and we're not even done. Man, oh yeah. We have updated the character select screen so that you can see the entire warband in one list of characters. You will no longer need to swap between realms to see characters on those other realms, with the exception to see... The one exception to this is if you have multiple World of Warcraft subscriptions. So, warbands will be account-wide, which means I can bring my Warlock back. Let's go. And then, you know, we have the Dwarven models, all of this that we've already seen. But yeah, that's really about it. Holy moly. That was so much to uncover. And if you have made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you for supporting the channel. We're going to, looks like we're more or less wrapping this up. Oh wait, hold on. We have one more thing to go over. The War Within Introduction Quest Preview. The War Within Introduction Quest starts with meeting Jaina, Earthrall, and Silithus. And then you ask Magni about the visions plaguing Azeroth, blah blah blah. So when the War Within goes live, you head to Silithus to meet Jaina, Magni, and Thrall. And then that'll basically start you on your way. I'm not really going to go into too much. You have these cute little crossed out things with Magni, me and Magni looking all dried up. But for the most part, like I said, we've basically hit a lot of the key points. And boy, oh boy, was it a freaking mouthful and a half for me. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up and get this up to you guys ASAP. If you enjoyed, please make sure to subscribe. It means the world to me as we push for our goal of 500 subs at the end of the year. But now, I got some plunder storming I got to do. So, happy hunting, and I'll see you guys in the next video.